What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you know, in the last video we swapped the Mark V for a BMW. Now that's not the only new cars of the channel. I'm currently sat in the new Daily. So the last few weeks I have been trying to look for a cheap runaround, because trying to Daily a 2.5 straight 6, let me tell you, it's not cheap. 50 quid fuel would probably get me just over 120 miles, which in a diesel would get loads, nearly 300 miles I would have thought. So I've been looking for a cheap runaround. I haven't disappointed. I'm currently sat in it. It is a bit of a piece. It is a 2005 Volkswagen Touran. Now I wasn't looking for one of these. I was literally I had a budget of like £500 to £800, and you know, I didn't really have much of a criteria or whatever you want to call it. I was literally like, I just need something that's not a 2.5 straight 6 to Daily. That's comfortable. So yeah, let me show you around. I've brought it up to the shed today because we have got a few issues that we need to start fixing, which we'll do in this video. But first, let's have a look around this absolute gem, boys. But here she is, 55 plate, Volkswagen Touran, in reflex silver. First, straight off the bat, she's got a dent on the wing, but it doesn't have rusty wings, not so much anyway. We've got bog standard wheels. It does have new discs and pads done a few months ago, so that is sweet. Got a scuff on the wing mirror, which I'm not bothered about. These doors are not too bad. It's had the outer seals welded very poorly, but doesn't matter, the job's been done. It's got the factory tinted rear windows, which is a nice little feature. If you don't know, I've got another one of these that we use as a family wagon, and it's red, and it's a 1.9. This is a 2 litre. The worst bit, bodywork, that I think is this dent along the back, but you know, they all have some sort of damage this cheap, so I'm not that bothered. Moving on to the back, classic Volkswagen, the wiper's missing, and this, I don't know what you'd call it, the thing is seized on, so we'll have to angle grind that off. Rusty tailgate, it's really rusty at the back underneath there, so we will address that. It's got parking sensors as well, which is nice. Got to get rid of that sticker because it's gay. Moving on this side, we've got no damage, but we do have rusty doors. It's starting to bubble a bit there. You can see the welding that's been done on the seals. I have a really great job here. It's really thin as well, but it doesn't matter. Rust here. Another scuff of the wing mirror. And they're like sending it down the lanes a bit too hard. Not actually that bad considering how much I paid for it. Let's have a look inside. All the windows open. Seats are in okay nick, but they are very dirty. You can see they've got some nice love juice probably on them. And that one is probably exactly the same. It's got standard boring interior. I'm thinking about changing that steering wheel to a leather Mark V one if it fits, but we'll find out sooner or later. All this plastic, soft plastic, it's all, well, violated on everything you look at, so that looks great. In the rear, it's got floor mats, which is is something, I guess. Normal on the Tourans that all these have been battered by kids that have sat in here, and very common thing on the Tourans are that the seat belts absolutely shit themselves. But again, not too bad. The seats have been well used, but I'm not bothered. It's a Daily. I really couldn't give a flying biscuit. Again, these are all nasty, but apart from that, the headrest is different on this one to them ones, which again I'm not bothered about. In the boot, oh, you can see the rust in there. Look, very nice. But I'm just going to scuff that up and paint it or something, just so it stops it from rusting through, because I don't really want to put another tailgate on this. But yeah, lots of space in the boot. And if you don't know, a Touran is a 7-seater, so if you pop these up, well, actually I'll show you. You literally just pull this up, locks in, you got another seat which is also stained. Nice. So we probably won't be using that feature at all, but they're there if we need it. That stuff in the bag is what we're addressing today. So let's get her. Oh, actually I'll show you the engine bay. So yeah, she is a BKD. Oh my days. It does have an oil leak coming from the front. as I'm going to show you right now. It is pretty severe. Probably going to get absolutely filthy doing this, but I'm doing it for you. Oh, fuck that engine cover off. So you can see down here we've got a pretty substantial oil leak coming from somewhere. So we will have to address that because I can't have that, it's not good. But let's see, engine code is said BKD. You can just see it. Where's my finger? Just there. BKD. Yeah, what can I say about it? It's got a slight water leak as well. Apparently she's taken it to a garage and they can't find the source of it, so I'm not worried about it. I am worried about this. I want to sort this out. And it does have a flashing glow plug light on and a brand new battery. This is now fucked. But yeah, there's not much else to say about this apart from that we need to address that because that's gonna piss me off, and I might end up taking all this shit off because it's definitely seen better days. But yeah, engine bay completed. So we've just had a brief walk around on the car, how it sits at the moment. I do have some 17s that I'll show you in the shed that I might put on. I do need 2 tyres for them, but you know, just because they're there in the shed, and you know, it's not really, I've already got them, so I can just put them on. But anyway, things that are wrong with the car is that well, what I know about is that it's got a flashing engine management light, or the coil spring light is on. So that flashes all the time. So we need to plug her in and see what that is. We've got a seized rear caliper and it scrapes, well, it's obviously binding on the rear disc, so we need to address that. That's what we're doing today. The wipers are fucked, so I've bought new wipers, I've bought a new oil filter, and I've got some leftover oil, so we're going to do a quick oil change, just for peace of mind. What else have we got? We've got new discs and pads for the rear. I've got a new brake line for the rear, you know, the stupid little spaghetti thing that Mark 5s have for some stupid reason. Volkswagens and their brake lines on the rear really do like to test my patience. So we've got all that. What else have we got? Obviously I said that we're going to change the steering wheel because I hate these plastic bullshit ones. I like the leather ones. And I think that is it for the Touran for now. I will probably end up putting them 17s on just because I've got them, and you know, you just need a nice set of wheels on everything. So, and I'd probably put a stereo in here as well. My missus got a really nice double din stereo in hers, so I'd probably buy the same one. I think that is it. Anyway, I'm ranting on. Let's get her into the shed and see the state of them rear brakes. Let's do that, boys. Right, we're going to start with an easy one. Wipers. I've put them in the service mode, so if you don't know how to do that, you turn your ignition on, turn it off, flick it like you was to just do the single sweep, and they come up and they're set like this, so you can change your wipers. Because you can't bend them up on Mark 5s or Tourans, whatever you've got. Caddy. So I bought 2 new replacement ones. If you've got this design, then you've got it easy, because you simply pull your wiper out, twist it, and it slides off. Mine are literally, well, this one's not too bad, but the other one's flat, and it pisses me off, especially as the weather's getting well, the weather's not too bad. Oh, these are fancy. Look, they've got their own protective. Ooh, never had that. Oh fuck me, they're pretty big to be fair. They're the same size. Pretty substantial. Yeah, you don't need to spend £50 on wipers. I buy £8 ones on eBay. Aero Deck normally they're called. Something like that. But if you've got a Touran and you need wipers, I'll leave a link to these in said descriptionos. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, look. I'll show you how bad this is. So, that's what they should be like. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can see this nice big fat lip that goes across. This one is completely smooth, so happy days. So let's slap this nice new freshie on. Yeah, it doesn't say Bosch, but I don't give a flying fudge. So let's slap that on. God, they're pretty substantial, but that's the correct ones. Let's move on to the rear, try and get that little slip, well, I'll show you what's going on, get that sleeve off, and then we can hopefully put a wiper arm and a wiper back on the car. That's better, we've got some light. You can see on mine that I have no wiper. Your wiper should be here. We've got 13mm nut still on here, which I'm going to take off. You can see the nozzle and all that's gone, but I'm not too worried about that. And now you see that well, I'm hoping you can see the sleeve is stuck on here. Oh, actually, I've got this. Let's try this. This is way over the top, but I bought it and I want to use it. We've got to this could go two ways. Probably going to be a bit dodgy, isn't it? Woo! Don't do this at home. So I've gotten her off. I have gouged a little bit of the thin spline bit, but it should be still plenty strong enough to hold our wiper on. This is our replacement wiper. It was $8.99 I think from eBay. So it comes with a new arm and a new wiper. So I'm going to simply reinstall our wiper arm. Oh, it's a bit fucking. Do we want it there? Let's just go test. Yes, that'll work for what we're trying to achieve. Oh, perhaps it won't. Yes. Right then, so that is the wipers done. Just get the little easy ones done first, just so you're a little bit more motivated to get on with the shit job, because I know it's going to be shit. Let's get the left side jacked up, get the wheel off. I need to see if it's got lock and wheel nuts, because if it does, we're fucked, because I don't think it's got the lock and wheel nut key in here. So let's use some YouTube magic and skip to that now. All right then guys, so we have the car up and the jack. Yeah, there's a jack's down there, don't worry about it, don't have a go at me. It's a 2.5 ton jack, so should be able to hold this Touran no problem, and it's not very high, and I'm not going underneath it, so shushy mush. Anyway, it did have a lock and wheel nut. It was these multi-spline ones, but luckily, your boy's into Volkswagens, he had a spare one lying around. So, and this is our problem caliper. It is the near side rear. Don't worry about that, it's not leaking, I just sprayed some WD on it. So we're going to be swapping out this caliper. You can see the discs are like fucked because of the pads are gone. But anyway, we're going to replace this caliper because I bought a new one. It might not even be that bad, but it feels hot and it's rock hard, so you can't even move it. Right then, we have everything off. You can see, let's move with the caliper first. I'm just about to take this off. There you can see it's the boots, dust boot's gone, and the piston is way out, and it's just fucked. I've taken the bracket off that holds the disc in place, well, the pads. So this is our disc. Outer side, there's no lip, but there is some scoring. It doesn't look too bad. But on the back side, it's proper chewed up and fucked. Now our brake pads. This was the one on that back side. Yep, I don't think I've had one that bad before, but that's completely smooth. This side, not much better. There's a tiny bit of material left, but they're completely fucked. So we're gonna take this caliper off. I've got the line clamped at the moment. So we're just gonna, I've managed to free this little loop, but I've got a brand new one. So we're just gonna let that sit for a minute. Let's set up our new caliper so we can quickly not piss brake fluid everywhere. Let's get and all this all set up. Got a new brake disc. It's covered in shit. Got a brand new brake disc. Let's get some new pads out. See how much beefier these ones are because they're actually. Right. Anyway, so we've got new pads. Our new little hard line and our new caliper pad. Let's get this installed. Okay guys, so this is where we're at. Everything is reassembled. We've got our new caliper in, our discs and pads are in. I've bled the brakes, so that is all working, as you can see. So I got cold, it's a few days after, okay, I've got sniffles. So you can see our new discs and pads in there. So that is all done. Next thing to do is put the wheel on and copy and paste on the other side. So we're gonna do that now. So boys, after inspecting the other side and me being lazy and me being me, I'm not gonna do the other side. The disc and pad look brand new, so I'm not gonna bother doing the other side. So whilst I'm here, I'll get you set up in a minute. We'll just then change the air filter because I've got a spare one. Because if you remember, I bought one for Susan and we were fitting that aftermarket air intake. So I could technically put that in here because I kept it, but I'm keeping the cone filter on the BMW. So, and this is a daily, so it doesn't need a £85 intake, whatever. So let's get set up, let's change the air filter real quick and we can get on with changing the oil. So we have our brand new filter here. Obviously it's upside down, but you've seen it 1,000 times. Just going with a fresh OEM one, that plonks in there. There's our old one. Get a light on that bad boy. You can see she's gross, she's nasty, she needs replacing. So nice freshie in there. Good job we had a spare one. But I'm going to get this back on and then we might even think about trying to figure out the source of this leak. Alright guys, so we are under the car. I've just taken the under tray off. You can see we've got you can see we've got a pretty substantial oil leak, just like Susan had. This is probably worse than Susan's actually, but you can see it goes all the way up there. It's all over the gearbox. I've just taken this side, you can see over there, hang on. So here, that runs all along down the side. You've got these like plastic covers. I don't know if you can see very well, but I have taken off that side. And there's a little fuel cooler, I want to say it is. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I think it's leaking some diesel. So I've taken the that plastic trim off. I'm going to go to the breakers and buy a new one of them and some new fuel lines. Over here, you can see on that ball joint is gone. Down there, you can see she has seen better days, and probably the track rod end as well. That's probably why the steering wheel is fighting me a little bit. So that needs to be addressed. This side looks all good though, ball joint wise. But yeah, I'm going to try and clean this up a little bit so I don't get covered in oil. And then start draining this oil, get the fresh stuff in. Alright, sump bolt out, oil draining. She definitely needed changing, it's proper black, you can see. Black as you like, boys. So, gonna let that drain. I've already, let me get up, I'm old. I've already cracked open the oil filter housing right there. I've just cleaned the rocker cover off a little tiny bit to help it drain, just take everything off. I removed that little bit of sound insulation here. It's held in with these clips. It is over there, just so it smartens it up because it was just flapping around. You can see someone's tried to glue it and I'm just not about that life. So I've just taken it off just to smarten it up a little bit so it's not in the way. I've taken the tape off of that. I've tried to give this bit a bit of a clean. Sorry, the light's shit. But yeah, so next thing is to address this oil leak. I don't know what to really make of it. Susan had exactly the same leak, my other 2 litre. Another thing we need to sort out is this coolant bottle. Apparently it's got a slow water leak and God damn it. Ugh. They've obviously just been putting water in here because you can see in there that the water is brown and nasty. So we'll be taking that bottle out, either replacing it and giving it a good coolant flush because we don't want that shit in our engine. Even if it is a daily that I don't give a shit about, I want it to be running 110%. Just make sure that that's getting all the oil. Not a lot, it's already a thin stream and it's only been, I've literally just cracked it open, so barely had any oil in it. But yeah, I'm going to let that drain for a minute. I'm just going to disconnect the battery so we can see about taking off our steering wheel and replacing it with a GT level 1, boys. Oh, look at the lighting, boys. I forgot I've got this little light here. So I've literally got that plugged into my big lights. So really, if we wanted to, we could slap these bad boys on as well as, because these little lights have a plug in here. So, and then that's running to the inverter to the battery. But it's a bit, anyway. So we've got decent lights for once. I will be putting lots more of these lights in the shed so we can actually see become before winter, because it will be very dark in here very soon. So got our oil down there. I've got a new sump plug in. We've got our fresh oil filter in there. I didn't show you because you've seen me do it before. So literally I've given the rocker cover a clean. It's time to fill her up with oil. Give her a start. I'll put the oil somewhere. There it is down there. So you can see this is the plastic steering wheel, and this this is what we'll be changing it to. A classic GT level 1. It does need a clean. Now I was going to put my GTI steering wheel on, but I thought I'll stick with the level 1 for the daily. But yeah, so we're just going to whip this bolt off if we can. There we go. Then we can wiggle our steering wheel off. There we go. And we can put our new one on. Try and do this one-handed. There we go. Simple as. Put a bolt in. And there she is, all back together. So I've just got to put the battery on and see if we get an airbag light. Hopefully this airbag doesn't blow up in my face. I do want to find a new switch because this is heinously nasty. But yeah, we'll get a nice double din stereo in here. Then I think that'll be it for the interior. But that wheel feels a lot nicer than the shitty plastic ones. So happy with that, boys. So then guys, that has been the Touran video. The daily Touran. She's fixed. Everything is done. I just sprayed that Auto Smart air freshener in here and I'm dying. That is everything that we needed to do on the Touran so far. I know we have to change that wheel ball joint, bottom ball joint, and the top mount on that left side. So that'll be on the next video of the Touran, and then we'll try and fix that oil leak. Don't know where it's coming from. Probably the ASV or something like that. The boost pipe's probably leaking, or the intake manifold. I don't know. There's quite a lot of oil down there. It could be rocker cover gasket. I don't know. So whether we clean it and change it, or we just forget about it and just let it sprue. Again, we need to change the oil, not oil, the fuel cooler. If it's a fuel cooler, let me know down in the comments what it is. That thing underneath the car, the fuel lines hook up to it, so I'm guessing it's a fuel cooler. It would make sense if it was a fuel cooler. Anyway, and then give this beast a good clean. Oh, and remind me, I need to get some tyres for those other wheels that I've got to put on here. Those 17s, they're black. I've got them, I'm putting them on. That's the only thing we're doing to it. We're putting some new wheels on it. There's a fucking wasp in here. Get out! Got him. Another thing we'll do in the next video, or I'll probably do it off camera, is I need to change the indicator bulbs in the rear because they are pretty white. This has got MOT up at the end of September, so we'll see what it fails on because it probably will fail on something. So we got lots to do, and then that'll be it for the daily. You'll probably never see it again unless it goes wrong, or if I decide to modify it, which I highly doubt, because it's just going to be a site that I can just cruise around in, good on fuel, and then I'll spend all my money on the BMW and the 1.8 turbo, which is so close to finishing. All I've got to do on the 1.8 turbo is bleed the brakes. I've got a remote bleeder, but it broke, so I'm having to buy another one just to replace the cap. The top of it's split open, which is super gay. I emailed the company saying, can I just buy the cap? They said no, so I have to spend another £28 to buy the whole thing just for the cap. So anyway, That's the 1.8 turbo, and I did start it the other day and it runs like absolute dog shit. So I don't really know what to do about that. And then the BMW, yes, we've only just got it. Next video on that, like I said in the last BMW video, we'll take it for a drive, and then we'll jack her up and assess what we need to get for her. Ideally, I want to fix the exhaust, weld the diff, then do some skids in it, and then pack her up for the winter. So anyway, guys, that has been the Touran video. Get excited. Let me know if you want to see this thing on the channel. If not, I'll just drive it and then I'll update you on it if it breaks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not been crazy, but you know, it's just the bullshit you have to do when you get a new car. There's always something that you need to fix to drive it. But anyway, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. I know we've said it, I know I say it all the time, but we're so close. We just need a cheeky 400 more and we'll be fucking sweet. So if you guys can get me to 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year, that'd be fucking sick. I know we can do it. Let's fucking do it, boys. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers and fucking gone. And I've been counting